Welcome to Discover Indie Film. I'm your host, Jeff Howard, and I've got Danielle Stritmatter with me. Hey, Danielle.
Hi, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
All right, so we just talked for over an hour for the first pod. The podcast before this one, you get to hear all about Danielle's life and how she came up and got into filmmaking, which led to the film Drunk, which was a short film that was an official selection at the Sherman Oaks Film Festival in 2021. And I only say that because that's where I first saw it. And it is now in the Discover Indie Film TV series, Season 6, Episode 7. Very proud of it. It's a wonderful film.
Thank you.
And multiple award winning, just kicks ass. And everyone should watch it. It's actually, Episode 7 is a wonderful episode, I might add. It's a half hour. It's 2 short films, and they're both wonderful dramas. Well worth your time. So just go to Amazon Prime Video, search for Discover Indie Film, and shell out $7.99 for the whole 10-episode season. You won't be sorry. I promise you. Each episode's worth 79 cents, man. These are indie films made by people who give a shit. I can curse. There's an expletive warning on this podcast. So anyway, listen to the previous episode of this podcast if you want to hear all about Danielle and her film. This episode is a 4 questions episode, which means Danielle's going to answer favorite films, an underrated film, an overrated film, and a lesser-known film that people should seek out. And if I sounded like I was talking fast, it's because I just try to get my intro out of the way so that you can answer. So please feel free. I know you were told limit 3, but if you have to break, there's no hard rules here. So do you want to share your favorite films?
My favorite... I will keep it to one film that is my favorite of all time, and it is Moulin Rouge. And that is a film that I feel like I could watch. I have watched a million times. But it also, the first feature film that I wrote was actually a musical. And it was probably because, as a kid, I would listen to the Moulin Rouge soundtrack just on repeat. So I think that's the greatest film of all time, in my opinion. It's got great acting, writing, cinematography, costume, storyline, the whole shebang.
No, Baz Luhrmann is the real deal. I mean, he manages to make an art film, yet with a huge budget and major stars. It is pretty amazing.
And when I watched the new Elvis film recently, I could see, especially the beginning was giving me Moulin Rouge vibes. And a lot of people say because I show this film to everybody who I meet who has not seen it. I'm like, all right, you're coming over, we're watching Moulin Rouge. Every single person's comment is that the cuts are very sudden. Like there's a lot of cuts and a lot of really short edits. And it was like kind of the same thing, especially towards the beginning of the Elvis film. So I was like, oh, this has Baz Luhrmann written all over it.
Which is cool. It's an auteur film.
Yeah.
Did you see the live production? I actually just saw.
I'm dying to see it.
We had Pantages season tickets for a long. That was we finally let our. But we went and saw Moulin Rouge live, and it was a pretty incredible show.
Well, one of my friends saw it, and she told me that they had incorporated some more modern songs in there, too. So it wasn't all the original. It was a bunch of different stuff. I am trying super hard to get my boyfriend to take me to see it, and I keep giving
Is it still? I hope it's still playing.
It's till September, I think.
Oh, good.
So
yeah, no,
there's
you
still
should.
Some time. I keep
you can tell him that I am
all the time.
You can say, I know a dude who really doesn't like musicals. And that's why we didn't re-up our season tickets at Pantages, because they've just gotten more. Like, I like the artsy ones, and every season has gotten more just like old movies brought back. Like, I really didn't need Dirty Dancing and Waitress. Sorry, my apologies to people who do. Musicals are a wonderful art form. They're just not for me. Mm-hmm. Moulin Rouge was one of the highlights. Definitely. It was just definitely a great stage play.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Because I am determined to see it before it leaves. I have to see it.
Yeah. And I think most obviously they use the key hits from the movie, but a lot of it is new mashups.
Yeah, that's what I hear. So, but even though I'm a sucker obviously for the original, but even though they switch it up a little bit, I heard they do it well, so that's okay.
I skipped Elvis because I'm not an Elvis fan.
Really?
Yeah, we have a friend who is a huge. She thinks Baz Luhrmann's the greatest guy in the world. Moulin Rouge is her favorite, and Romeo plus Juliet, and she's seen everything Baz Luhrmann's ever done. And I was like, oh, you guys go to see Elvis without me because I just don't like the dude.
Well, I mean, and you know what? I didn't really know much of Elvis or was an Elvis fan or anything. Obviously, Baz Luhrmann fan, but I went to see it because the performance, and it's more like about Tom Hanks's character and what him and Elvis kind of went through. So it's kind of an interesting story. So it's not so much like if you love or hate Elvis, it's just kind of an interesting story,
I'm sure. And I hear it's more about Colonel Parker anyway.
Yeah, his character, Tom Hanks' character.
In fact, I heard a conspiracy theory that, well, we don't have to talk about Elvis.
Yeah.
The point is Moulin
Rouge is great. Everybody should watch it. Even if you don't like musicals, you should watch it. Because I'm not like, oh my God, musicals, but I am like, oh my God, Moulin Rouge.
Excellent. All right, fair enough. I love a one all-time favorite.
Yep,
Perfect.
That's my one.
And a film that you can watch over and over and over and over is the definition of favorite.
Oh, yeah. And if I'm ever having a bad day or something, put on Moulin Rouge. Turns it right around.
I bet in the car you just throw on the soundtrack.
I mean, when, what was that, LimeWire back in the day? Where you used to download music? The whole thing was just the Moulin Rouge soundtrack, and I put that on repeat all the time.
Excellent. All right, well, question number 2 is an underrated film.
Okay.
Moulin Rouge. No, I'm kidding.
Well, it's
love
Oscar
it,
nods, I think, means it's properly rated.
Yeah.
Okay, so for underrated film, I'm going to go with a film I also loved when I was a kid. Growing up, I used to watch this film all the time. And now when I tell people about it, a lot of people either say they've never heard of it or that they've never seen it. And I think that that's a crime. It's a movie called Jawbreaker. Have you heard of Jawbreaker?
I think so. Wait, I think I love it. But go, what is it about?
It's Rebecca Gayheart, Rose McGowan. It's so it's about kind of, I want to say it's like Mean Girls meets Urban Legends. So it's about this group of girls who jokingly kidnaps their friend for her birthday. So they kidnap her and they stuff a jawbreaker down her throat to gag her. And they throw her in the trunk of a car. And then she accidentally chokes on the jawbreaker and dies. And then they try to cover up the murder to make it look like it was like a rape murder. So they try to frame this guy for it. So it's actually pretty dark, but it's kind of funny. And then it, turns into the guilt is like eating them alive, and they all turn on each other, and it's a whole thing. So for someone who likes horror but also likes cheeky comedies and rom-coms, and that, I think it's all of the things.
I remember it, but I didn't see it. I was confusing it with Chum Scrubber.
Oh, I don't know this one. This might be your underrated film.
That's a lesser known to see. Yeah, Chum Scrubber is this amazing high school suburban. I can't even describe it. It's so unique but
that sounds like something
I will add Jawbreaker to my list.
Add Jawbreaker.
You add Chum Scrubber.
I will definitely add Chum Scrubber
since they rhyme.
Yeah, and they both sound kind of quirky, which sounds
quirky
great.
High school dark comedy. Dark comedy when dark comedy's done right.
Yeah, and this one is good. I feel like it would be one for the ages. Like, it would still be good now. Sometimes movies back then, you watch them and you think they're good, and you watch them now and you're like, why did I like this? I think it's good. It's just still good.
It is interesting when things don't hold up.
Right?
And you're like, I guess it was the time and place I was in.
Yeah, exactly. Or like the quality of films back then versus what we have now.
That's true. There was a lot, things were a little sketchy back in the day.
We didn't have a lot of options. We kind of just watched what people threw at us.
For sure. I will question number 3, overrated.
Overrated. I think I briefly mentioned this film in passing when we were talking on the last episode, and a lot of people could hate me for this. The Blob. Have you seen The Blob?
The original black and white, or the one with Shawnee Smith in the 80s?
One. Yes, the 80s.
You didn't like the 80s one?
I hated it. Which is, everyone I tell that to gives me the side eye or the look that you're giving me right now.
No, I'm just trying to remember. I remember loving it. Of course, that came out when I was in college.
But everybody loves it. Everybody, and you know why? I think because, so there's this movie, in the same kind of time period. It's called The Stuff, and it's kind of similar to The Blob, except I think it's better. So I watched The Stuff before I watched The Blob, and I liked The Stuff better. And then I was like, The Blob is just like a less good version of this. And I know The Blob is like a cult classic, people You know, everybody likes it for some reason. Every single person I've ever talked to, they think it's a great film. And I'm sorry, I don't agree.
But also, you probably saw it probably a while after it was out, right?
Yeah.
When you were a teen or something?
Yeah. And I watched it
again. It might
again.
not hold up. I don't think I've seen it since 1988.
Really, I watched it recently and I was just like, this is the worst movie. But every single person I've said that to gets really upset with me.
Yeah, but because we saw it 30 years ago,
Yeah,
maybe it's not good anymore. Now I kind of want to watch it. Maybe
I feel
I got a teenager in the house who loves horror. Maybe I should say, let's watch The Blob. And then I'll be like, okay, we can stop. It turns out it doesn't hold up.
And then you can report back to me if I'm wrong or not.
I promise. I will try to make this happen. But
you might, if you do, just let me know because you might still love it. And I might be wrong, but I just think it's
It might remind me of I believe that lead actress was like in that movie Summer School that I loved.
She was in a lot of stuff back then.
She was kind of the it girl. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just like this giant tongue looking thing that chases people around and it looks weird.
I bet the effect is terrible by today's standards.
So bad.
I mean, I believe the original, but it was just Jell-O.
Pretty much that's what it looked like. Or like
Actually, I don't think the original was, I think the original was color, but I remember like it was also the end with a question mark.
Yeah, it's just like a big brain basically or something. But if you do like it, then you should watch The Stuff because it's like the same kind of concept, but it's like these people eat this frozen yogurt that turns them kind of into zombie-ish. So it's interesting. It's kind of, and then it grows like the Blob and follows them and kills. It's the same concept as the Blob, except it's frozen yogurt and it's more fun. So you should watch both of those.
I have ultimate faith in your taste, so I definitely want to see The Stuff because honestly, it sounds like a real fun tongue-in-cheek kind of thing.
It really is. It's super fun.
Yeah, because the Blob took itself seriously. That Blob remake took itself more seriously, I think, than the first one.
Yeah.
The first one, can't remember if it was 60s or 70s. It might have been 60s.
I think it was the 60s.
But it was very tongue-in-cheek, too, because it was like, you
should
Monster
be
from Outer
scared of
Space
this.
happens to be really slow.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
How scary is that? Imagine if the shark in Jaws was like goldfish speed. But anyway, okay. Wow, we're going quickly.
Yeah.
Question number 4 is something lesser known that people should seek out.
Well, other than The Stuff, which I shamelessly plugged into the last question, there's also this thriller movie that I really love that a lot of people have also not heard of. It's called Twisted. Do you know this? It's like a Samuel L. Jackson and Ashley Judd film from, they think, either the late 90s, 96 maybe? Or anyways, around that time. Or maybe it's early 2000s. Anyways, it's around that time period. But it's called Twisted. It's a psychological thriller, and it really is twisted.
That sounds good. I think I don't remember it. I don't think I saw it.
A lot of people don't even know about it. I've actually never met anybody who I've brought this movie up to that they've seen it. And I just thought it was really well done for like a psychological thriller, And I'm surprised people don't know about it because it's Ashley Judd and Samuel L. Jackson, bigger names. People should know about this movie.
I don't know. I'm going to hypothesize that Ashley Judd did so many like courtroom thrillers and like kind of like she was the thriller woman for such a while that maybe the world kind of burned out. And when she made a really good one, they didn't notice.
And I think it came out around the same time as Kiss the Girls, which she did with Morgan Freeman, which was great too. I don't know if you ever saw that. But
well, now we're getting down to Hollywood repeating itself, and they're like, put Ashley with an older black man.
Right, exactly.
Just that's how you sell tickets.
That's
we made money the first time.
Do it again.
Over and over and over and over. Ashley with a black dude. Ashley with a black dude.
And then by the time they made Twisted, everyone was over it. Nobody watched it. They missed out on the best one, I think.
You're probably right.
Seek it out.
Yeah, as I recall, there was nothing special about Kiss the Girls.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like girls get abducted and he has to find the person, one of those undergrounds, keep these girls in a dungeon kind of.
I believe it could officially be called the post-Silence of the Lambs era of Hollywood, and where Hollywood was just like, oh, we'll just keep making Silence of the Lambs tributes.
Yeah.
It's like going to a tribute band. I can't book the band, so I'll book the tribute band. I don't mean that was... I think Ashley Judd is an amazing person, actually. She's done some amazing humanitarian stuff and a great actress and proud
but the
feminist.
Concept of,
she's rad. I didn't mean to put down her films
No, but the
per
concept of like, let's do the same concept. Like, what was that other one? Was like the Casanova kind of one, which was kind of the same thing. It was like where the guy had the Phantom of the Opera mask and was like kidnapping women. It was like the same time. So yeah, it was just like a repeat of that.
Oh, they kept doing that film just like they did Die Hard on a boat, Die Hard on this, Die Hard on that, Die Hard on a bus. Every once had a good one. Die Hard on a Bus was pretty good. That was Speed. But yeah, they kept. They're just like, do another Die. Oh, we can't get Bruce, get Steven Seagal. Oh, we can't get Steven Seagal, get McConaughey. Like, it was just like, just ridiculous. Movies by committee.
There you go. But Twisted is one of the ones that's my underrated film. That one is actually good because it's very fitting for the name. It is very twisted. It has a great ending. It's one of those things that you'll never see coming, so it keeps you guessing.
Yeah,
so,
and
love
Twisted. Obviously, Twisted. It deals with some parts of humanity that don't normally get a light shined on them. So
it's great. It's great.
Oh, I'm excited. All right, cool. Sounds like a good list.
Okay, good. I'm glad I brought up some stuff that wasn't cliche that everyone else has. I guarantee no one else has said the stuff, so I knew that wasn't going to be on the list.
No one has said the stuff.
No one has said the stuff.
And I think odds are Moulin Rouge doesn't get the mentions it deserves. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
because Boz is such a unique force, right? Like
and he's not one of those people that cranks out a bunch of films just for the sake of doing it. Everything, every few years he'll come out with this one that just really hits the mark, so.
Yeah, seriously. Like when was, I'm forgetting the one before Elvis. It was, my friend named it the other night. All right, I'll just be quiet. But yeah, he clearly needs a topic in a film that inspires him. Like he went with the King of Rock for this last one, the King.
Yeah, and everybody, whether people like Elvis or not or know about Elvis, everybody has enjoyed the film. So it's
That's what I hear. And my friend who's a huge Boz person, she says that like Priscilla and the daughter, they're like, this is the first film that gets it right.
Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you feel like watching it, you don't have to be an Elvis fan, just a fan of film, which I know you are.
I'll watch it on streaming.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Don't go to. I don't think it's even in theaters anymore. But yeah, watch it on streaming.
Well, they went to see it Monday night.
Oh, did they? Oh, it's still okay. All right. Wow. It's
things have long theatrical runs these days because COVID. There's so few movies coming out.
That's very true. That's very true.
All right, awesome list, and thank you so much. Do you want to? You know what? I'll let you say your social media handle if people want to follow you and know more about your work. Yeah,
it's at Danielle Strit00. That's DANIELLESTRIT 00.
All right, and that'll be in the show notes. And now I'll ramble off everything I'm supposed to do at the end here. And, don't stop listening now yet. Like and subscribe. Be kind. Be nice to the podcast and, give it 5 stars if you can. Whatever. Be nice. This is a podcast devoted to up-and-coming filmmakers who are on the festival circuit. I don't think you can hear it anywhere else, unless people have their own podcast. Every once in a while, there's a filmmaker on here, and they're like, yeah, I have a podcast too. And I'm like, right on. All right, so anyway, like and subscribe. There is the TV series that was born out of this podcast that's also called Discover Indie Film, and it's on Amazon Prime Video. So just go to Amazon Prime Video, type in Discover Indie Film. At some point, it auto-completes. And if you want to watch Danielle's film, buy season 6, watch episode 7, $7.99 a season, 99 cents an episode. Like I said at the top, it's films made from people's hearts for the right reason. They're making these films because they have to, not because a committee sat in a room and said, what'll make money is another thriller with Ashley Judd in it that isn't as creative as the last one, Twisted, which you should see. So anyway, go to Amazon Prime Video. Please watch Discover Indie Film, and please give it 5 stars. And the Sherman Oaks Film Festival is where I first saw Drunk. It's every November, and you can learn about it at ShermanOaksFF.com, and it's at ShermanOaksFF on social media. And its sister festival is Filmvasion Los Angeles. That is held every June, also in Sherman Oaks, but we named it after Los Angeles to see we didn't know which name to go with, and we started both festivals, and now Film Invasion LA gets more stuff from overseas, and Sherman Oaks Film Festival gets more local support, so which means Sherman Oaks has actually grown faster. So anyway, both are ranked in the top 100 best reviewed festivals worldwide. Kind of proud of that. All right, so anyway, Film Invasion Los Angeles, you can learn more at filminvasionla.com, and it's at Film Invasion LA on social media. And I will leave it there. I won't even mention THC Cinema, which you can look up at THC Cinema on Instagram and other shit. Okay. Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you, Jeff.
And thank you, everyone, for listening.